Hello, this is Sal. And today we will be talking about OSPF authentication, Open Shortest Path First authentication. Now we have on this topology, it consists of three networks, 172.16.1.0/24 network on this side, and a network of 10.1.1.0/30 on this side between router 1 and router 2, and we have this third network of 172.16.2.0/24. Nothing is configured. No routes is configured on this network, no static route, default route, or any of the dynamic routes. But today we will be configuring OSPF authentication. When we configure the OSPF authentication, first we will configure OSPF route between router 1 and router 2 or the networks here on this topology, but the traffic will be sent between the router 1 and router 2, and the networks, it will be in a clear text, so any hacker will intercept this traffic, he can do some damages. So let's start going to router 1 and see what do we have configured on router 1 so far. I'll run this command. First, show IP interface brief. As you can see here in gigabit Ethernet 000 on this side here of router 1, we configured this IP address and 172.16.1.1 on the gigabit 001 on this side of the router. Show IP route, and as you can see, no kind or type of route is configured on this router, and the same with router 2. Enable show IP route. Nothing is configured on router 2. So let's go back to router 1 and configure terminal router OSPF, and with the process ID of 1, and we want to configure the two networks connected directly to the router, the network of 172.16.1.0 with the inverse subnet mask of 0.0.0.255 and OSPF area ID in IP address format, but we want this in area 0. I read about the second line here, OSPF area ID in IP address format. Now for the second network of 10.1.1.0, the inverse subnet mask of 0.0.0.3 and also an area 0. Now let's do the same on router 2. Configure terminal router OSPF 1 network 172.16.2.0, the inverse subnet mask of 0.0.0.255 in area 0, and the other network on the 0, inverse of the wildcard inverse subnet mask of 3, area 0. And now we have an adjacency between the two routers. If we run this command show exit here, show IP route, it's showing us from router 2 that there is an OSP route to this network here of 172.16.2.0. Now let's see if our PC here, PC 1 on network 172.16.1.0 can ping this PC A here on this network. Ping 172.16.2.0 and sure enough we can. Now we configured just the OSP to route traffic between router 1 and router 2. The traffic will be moved here between these networks in a plain clear text. So now let's configure authentication on the two routers. When I try to run the commands on router 1, we will lose the adjacency which was established with router 2 just for a few minutes. Configure terminal. Let's start with typing this command, router OSPF, and the process ID 1, area 0, authentication, message digest. And what we are telling here, the router, the area 0, which we configured when we configured the networks on each side of the routers, we want it to be authenticated and using message digest. Now, exit from here, and now we will go to the interface facing router 2 on gig 000. Interface gig 000. Now, IP, OSPF, message authentication, message digest, IP, OSPF, message digest key, and we have an option, for keys IDs from 1 to 255, and you can see now we lost the adjacency with the other router just for a few minutes. So let's do IP, OSPF, message. I ran the command, I just hit the upper key. And the key ID on 1, here is telling us to use message digest 5, message digest 5, and the password I'll use, or the key, I want to choose Cisco. Exit. So we are done on this side for now. Let's go to router 2 and configure the same. Configure terminal, router, OSPF, process ID 1, area 0, authentication, message digest. Exit. Now going to the interface here, the interface facing router 1 on gig 000. IP, OSPF, authentication, message digest. Again, IP, OSPF, message digest. Key ID, the same key ID we configured on router 1, number 1. And it's telling us here also to use message digest 5 and the password of Cisco, just like the one we configured on router 1. Exit. Let us see now. It went from loading to full, the adjacency with router 1. Let's see if we can ping this network from this side of the network, 172.16.1.1, and yes, we can. Let's see if we can ping from PC2 this guy here. This PC ping 172.16.2.3. Yes, we received an echo reply. As you can see here in this, now the OSPF is configured with authenticated and encrypted. So the traffic moved between the networks here will be secured and authenticated, and the traffic will be encrypted. This is it for today. I hope you learned something today. I just tried my best to make it really easy to follow the steps and to make it easy on anyone, trying to study or know something about the OSPF authentication. This is it for now. I'll see you next video. Wishing you a nice day. Bye.